I think Angie Stone was taken out. I don't really know who she is.
Don't really know who she is.
But I think she sold out. I think a lot of people sell.
Sloan Bella, my crystal ball is telling me that you're a fraud. Shut the hell up. Let's go ahead and get into this, y'all. Oh, hold on. I got me playing twice. Hold on. What the heck is going on? I got me playing. Oh, that's why. I had the screen up from the show. Okay. What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for being here. Let me just make sure. Can you guys hear and see me okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you can see and hear me okay. I just want to make sure. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the show, y'all. Let me play the intro. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, this show is live, everybody. We are live. I know the other ones from earlier; those were replays. So yeah, we're live right now. I see y'all. Beautiful, Cherie, Shannon, Victoria. Who else we got here? Peaches. I see you all. So yes, this is live. I promise, this is live. I'm not ignoring anyone. This is live. But we're gonna talk about Jay-Z, as well as call out some of these other quote-unquote content creators who are still trying to spin a narrative even after the audio has been played of Jay-Z, well, not of Jay-Z, but Jane Doe confessing like, oh, Jay-Z was at the party, but he didn't do anything to me. I was pressured by Tony Buzbee, the lawyer from Texas with the little juicy Jerry curl, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and watch the video together, and so we can give commentary on it. You ready?
Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersi spoke with him. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, George. The woman who accused Jay-Z of sexual assault has already dropped her lawsuit. But now, for the first time, you're going to hear the story behind the bombshell accusation that has since been withdrawn. Jay-Z's lawyer says it should put to rest any doubt about his innocence. This morning, the woman who said she was 13 when Sean Jay-Z Carter and Sean Diddy Combs sexually assaulted her after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards is heard talking to private investigators about her claim and agreeing that Jay-Z did not assault her.
But Jay-Z you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly, yeah.
The woman is also heard saying her lawyer put her up to suing one of the world's most recognizable stars.
He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
With Jay-Z. Busby did?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
ABC News.
So that's the confession. Remember, it was put in the lawsuit that she confessed, and then Tony Buzbee was all like, I have the girl on tape saying that this isn't true. She never told people that I put her up to it, or that she was lying about Jay-Z. Well, no, they got the tape. They got their hands on the tape, and here we go. We see that they asked her directly, did he do any sexual thing? No. Was he there? Yes. Now, she did say he was there at the party, but he did not do any sexual stuff. And it was Tony Buzbee who pressured her to continue with the whole Jay-Z thing. It's right there. Now, I know there's been controversy over, oh, well, you know, Jay-Z, these are his private investigators. Okay, they're his private investigators. Let's say they are, right? But I mean, if she's telling you that Jay-Z was just there and that he didn't sexually harass, it don't matter who private investigators are. Like, my thing is, they're trying to play the role like the girl was intimidated. What were you intimidated by? If anything, she's talking normal. She's not afraid or scared. It seems like they had went to her home or whatnot. That's where it seems like, because you hear like a dog barking. What's up, Miss Barbara?
News exclusively obtained a minute-long excerpt of the recording made days after the woman, identified as Jane Doe, permanently dropped her lawsuit against both Carter and Combs last month.
The people around Mr. Carter wanted to know what happened behind closed doors. And so they asked for her to be interviewed. The interview occurred, and the tape speaks for itself. She says, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this. It is effectively a lie. And the only reason Mr. Carter is even involved in this is because she was pushed to involve him, pushed to include him by a lawyer.
The accuser's lawyer, Tony Buzbee, called it a blatant lie that he pushed Jane Doe to sue Jay-Z, and he sent us this recording of a phone call with his client.
They say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. They don't. I've never said that.
Okay. They also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Buzbee, told you to came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money.
No.
Jane Doe said.
So that was Tony Buzbee recording of the girl saying no. Like, I didn't say that you pressured me. I didn't say that I lied about the Jay-Z stuff. So again, now, to be fair, and you know I'm not a Tony Buzbee fan, could she just be saying what everybody wants to hear? Like, one time she'll say with Jay-Z and his people, or the private investigator, let me say that, with the private investigator, oh, no, you know, one thing like this didn't happen. And then with Tony Buzbee, because she got caught, and I don't see, like, I wonder how the private investigators approached her. Like, did they say who they were, or did they have like a casual conversation with her? Because a lot of people are putting out there like, oh, these private investigators were stalking her, and this is why she felt pressure to say anything. Anybody stalking me, I'm calling 911, or they getting a bat to their head if anybody's following me. So if you felt unsafe, you would have went to the authorities. This sounds like she willingly had a conversation with them. Even if they did approach her at her home, she willingly had this conversation. She was misleading the private. She put a Jaguar right. She was misleading. Yeah. Right. She was misleading the people. Right. But I mean, it's right there. It's right there. Like, you said this. And I feel like people are trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, well, you know, the girl, she autistic, which that was never proven. Like, in her medical records, they never mentioned anything about her being autistic. They have mentioned that she suffers from multiple mental health issues. And again, we're not shaming people for having mental health issues. You guys know I seen a therapist a few years ago, right? However, having mental health issues does not excuse you from lying. I'm sorry. It does not excuse you from lying.
Said in a court filing, although I ultimately chose not to pursue them, I stand by my claims. She says in a sworn declaration that she felt intimidated and terrified at being confronted by these two individuals on my doorstep. Was she coerced in any way?
Of course not. They did not coerce her, promise or threaten her in any way, shape, or form. She voluntarily met and spoke to them, and she told them her truth, which was, under no circumstances did Mr. Carter do this. And number two, the only reason he's even involved in this is she was pushed to introduce him by a lawyer.
Does your client know Jane Doe?
No.
Ever met her?
No, Mr. Carter doesn't know Jane Doe, never met Jane Doe. There's no truth to any of this.
But somehow I beat them charges like Rocky.
One of the world's best-selling artists with more than 140 million albums sold, Jay-Z is also husband to Beyonce and a father of 3.
Like we from Lagos, man, Samusa reincarnated. Me on the levels, that's a...
Hold on, it's just I think that was basically it. That's all I wanted to show you guys. But Yeah, you see it right there, live in color. Like, this girl is recorded saying that Tony Buzbee put her up to this. Tony Buzbee, try to coerce her and make her put Jay-Z name in it. He was at the party, but he wasn't there. So what I believe would happen, right? This is just my assumption, hypothetical, right? The girl told her story or whatever, right? And mentioned, yeah, Good Charlotte was at the party. This person was at the party. And then she said, Jay-Z was at the party. Tony Buzbee was all like, all right, y'all. Jay-Z, you said Jay-Z? Jay-Z was there? Oh, we got to put Jay-Z in that law. You sure Jay-Z didn't touch you? And because the girl is, who she is, she was all like, oh, well, maybe Jay-Z did, do something. So he was all like, so you're sure she didn't do? Yeah. He was in the wrong with you. And so the girl got a little nervous and scared. And she was like, you know what? Jay-Z might have been in the room with me. And so, mind you, the private investigators also found out that the girl hears voices in her head. But it really wasn't the voices in her head. It was Tony Buzbee in her head. That's what I believe would happen. She mentioned Jay-Z, and Tony Buzbee wanted to push a narrative. I guess y'all wasn't Jay-Z. I already know what happened. Case closed. Jay-Z, get your money. Get your money, dog. Get your money. Get your money. And I want to continue on this because I want to point this out. A lot of YouTubers, and because we're going to get into the Sloan Bella part, but I want to talk about someone else. Do y'all know who Murad Morali is? He was the one that does the race play, and he was beating people with his feet. He's into those fetishes. Yeah, he's into a lot of freaky stuff, right? So he's one of the ones that really be on Diddy and Jay-Z, and he'll spin a narrative to sound one way. And, here's my thing. I don't like when we allow these people, granted, he's not white, but I don't like when we allow these people to spin the narrative about our people. And especially when the proof is there. The proof is right there. And the way that he spun this, we dragging you today. So I want to go ahead and play his words. So this is why we're listening, because I want to play his words before y'all say I just go bashing people. Let's play his words.
And now Busby himself has also released a tape as well. I don't understand what is going on. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali, daily and consistent content. There's been a power cut again, so I do apologize if you can't really see me properly. Also today I've had a vicious migraine, them tension headaches. I feel like it's like a sinus infection. You know those headaches that you have where when you bend your head down, like your head just hurts, or when you cough, your head hurts. It is awful, guys. So
no one cares.
That's probably why I'm discussing this conversation quite late, because this news did break, I would say, 8 to 9 hours ago. So I do apologize also for the lateness. Tension headaches, sinus infections, or whatever you want to call it, is just not the one. Like, this headache is, I could not do anything today. Anyways, let's get into this, where basically it's been released via ABC News that these PI investigators, I'm going to play for you the clips, was speaking to Jane Doe, and Jane Doe did say that whilst Jay-Z was there, that nothing took place. Now, the first thing that is wrong with this is that Alex Spiro was fighting for his life, guys, in PowerPoint presentations to tell the world that Jay-Z was not physically present in the area that he was being accused of doing XYZ. So why is there this particular narrative of these PIs speaking to Jane Doe being publicly released to support Jay-Z?
No part in it, or he was there. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly, yeah.
Again, we're getting into the conversation about who sent the PI. And granted, I do feel that is a fair question. Who sent the PI? But my thing is, no matter what the PI said, or no matter what they did, they can't force you to say anything. They can't. They can't force you to say anything. Let me get Shani comment. Hold on. Shani said, how come you never say anything about Storm spinning narrative about Jay-Z? He has said multiple times Jay-Z is going down. Just curious. Oh, no. Listen, I haven't heard Storm necessarily say anything about I mean, I know he talks about, conspiracies and stuff like that. I know that off grip, but I haven't heard exactly what he says. I don't watch him every day like that. So to be fair, I don't know. But when I catch something, hey, I'll call it out. When I catch something, I will call it out. That's a fair question. Thank you, Shani. I appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat. But like I was saying, regarding the PI, no matter who sent the PI can't make you say something that you don't want to say or coerce you to say something that, to me, I feel like that's irrelevant information who the PI was, unless they were on tape saying, "Bitch, you better tell me." Like, that's my thing. Like, where they're like, "Bitch, you better tell me if Jay-Z did it," and she's like, "Oh my God, like, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say like they beat her up in order for her to?" That's a different scenario. It looks like they were just having a conversation, or not looks, but it sounded like they were having a conversation. The girl didn't seem shy or intimidated. And it sounds like the same voice that we heard in that NBC interview. So, I need the tape to where they said, "Bitch, you better tell me that you don't." I need that tape before I can feel like, oh, they intimidated her. Oh my God, this is horrible. I need that tape. But whether or not Jay-Z sent the private investigators, I feel like that's here nor there. Like, who cares? Like, the girl admitted to lying.
The woman is also heard saying her lawyer put her up to suing one of the world's most recognizable stars.
He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
With Jay-Z. Busby did?
Yeah.
Where Jane Doe is admitting that Jay-Z was there, but also saying that he did not do anything. This has been clipped all over the blogs, where everybody is looking at this and saying that Jane Doe has admitted on tape, lying that Jay-Z is not involved with XYZ. Basically, really helping Jay-Z from the PR side for the fact that all the blogs have picked this up. But what I find to be intriguing is that these blogs, or that these people talking about this, have not picked up the fact that Busby has also released his tape having a conversation with Jane Doe, which I want to play for you guys as well.
Now, what I want to say is, could it be possible that people were trying to find out who this girl is to get that exclusive, to try to get that exclusive interview with her, trying to, get her side of the story? Because again, the private investigators could have been sent by anybody. For me, this doesn't prove that, okay, well, it was just this one Jay-Z sent the people. It could have been anybody. Because again, somebody claiming that Jay-Z SA'd them, that's a hot topic. Even though these are serious accusations, it's a hot topic. People want to be the first one to discover who the girl is or be able to get the exclusive. Like, that's what people care about nowadays, right? I care about getting the exclusive. I don't care about hurting people, whatever. So again, that's why I'm saying the PIs can be anybody.
They have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted
Yes, it
you.
is, Margot.
Is that true?
No. I don't. I never said that.
Okay. They also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Buzbee, told you to came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money.
And where he basically stated that she recanted everything, that she was not in a position where Jay-Z was just there, and that she's denying ever saying that. So my other thing is that the voices also sound quite different.
Shut up. The voices do not sound different. Y'all, let me ask y'all, do y'all feel like the voices sound different? What's up, Sexy 60? Between remember we watched the Tony Buzbee, and then we watched we watched Jay-Z, and then the not Jay-Z, because now I'm throwing him under the bus. We watched the PIs, we heard the audio of the PIs, then we heard Tony Buzbee's recording. Those voices sounded the same. I mean, technically they would be able to get a voice analysis person to confirm it. But let's not play semantics. I feel like we're playing semantics. Jay-Z and Jane Doe can continue to differ on his presence at the party. They don't have to agree on that. The relevant issue is her declaration he didn't assault her. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. Thank you. They look into, well, I think you just meant sound because, yeah, we don't know the way they look. Albert, y'all talking to each other. I was like, wait, who? And then I got what you're saying. Okay. Jane Doe voice sound like from the Poltergeist. There we go, Trevor Green. No, they don't, sir. Wait, me or you be Shannon, or you met Morale? Get off the Diddy case, please. Yeah, it'd be too much. You doing way too much.
Nobody's talking about Busby's tape and the fact that that is a complete opposite than what these PIs are saying that have also been released. But I think the most pressing question of this entire scenario, is that nobody is asking.
Mind you, he got it from the same ABC interview, that audio. And they played Jay-Z's part and they played Tony Buzbee's part. So what are you talking about? Oh, we're not talking about the other recording. No, we listened to both of them. Everybody who's been talking about this listened to both of them. What are you talking about?
Why there are private investigators not affiliated to Jay-Z that are at Jane Doe's house interviewing her. None of that makes any sense. Why are there private investigators even interviewing this Jane Doe? Where did they find her location? How did they identify her? Where did they find her address to go into her house and interview her for then this to be released? And these people are not directly affiliated with Jay-Z, but yet have come out to defend him like the Avengers. It breaks so many ethical regulations that they can find the alleged victim, question her story, and find out what is going on. I wouldn't be believing Jane Doe as of right now if it wasn't for the fact that she came out with this story when she said that she was a child. And I feel like, as somebody who's gone through SA as a child myself, when you speak up about childhood experiences with SA, I don't believe somebody would be lying, in my opinion. Number two,
see. Now, this is what I want to call out. Not necessarily because of what he went through, right? But what I want to call out is that I feel like a lot of us are saying, because we were victims ourselves and people didn't believe us, we want to conflate that with, okay, well, this person has to be telling the truth and I'm going to believe them no matter what. And it would be one thing if the story made sense, but the story does not make sense. But we will try to find, and this is what he's doing, trying to find a reason to believe her rather than not believe her, even though the evidence is there. The evidence is there, but still, he's trying to find a way to spin the narrative. And let me tell you something else too. I don't think he's necessarily paid by Tony Buzbee, but sometimes in YouTube, when you find your niche, right? He found his niche. His niche is talking about Diddy. And with Jay-Z, Jay-Z is connected with Diddy because of this case. So in turn, talking negatively about these celebrities, he found his niche. So if he is to say, hey, well, this girl might be wrong, then people are going to look at him like, oh, now you're a Jay-Z supporter? Oh, what's wrong with you? His fans will then turn on him. So this is why he's trying to spin the narrative and talk in circles to then create this thing like, oh, well, maybe this is the reason, trying to find a reason why the girl is telling the truth instead of just looking at the facts and being like, oh, she lied. It's right there.
Then, of course, the case that came out didn't make any sense. The father didn't remember it. He didn't drive 5 hours. And I was like, this case is bogus. Like many of these Diddy cases seem to be bogus.
No, Lisa, that's not true. We're not believing what Jay-Z said. We're believing what was said on tape. It's all on tape. That is crazy to me that you guys have it on tape and still don't believe it. It's on tape. The girl said it. That is crazy.
But she has come out not once, but twice, Jane Doe, to double down on the fact that Jay-Z was there and he did do XYZ to me, and that she dropped the case because she was scared of intimidation tactics and things that were going on. She's also done that again with the tape that Busby has released that everybody seems to be forgetting or not posting or talking about, and I don't understand why. It really looks like the battle of the tapes, and it really goes to show you how ugly this madness has begun between Jay-Z and Busby, and how, you know, there are still 3 to 4 active lawsuits, active cases, against Busby and against Jay-Z that are also really going on behind the scenes. But I think that whilst we are looking at this tape,
that one lawsuit with Jay-Z, he's mentioned with a whole bunch of other people, that sounds like some kind of business dealing, but it's not anything connected with like SA or some kind of sexual some that's like a business dealing. Now, does Jay-Z have bad business dealings or something like that? Okay, that's fine, but accusing somebody of SAing a 13-year-old, I think that's a little worse than a bad business dealing. I don't put those in the same thing. And granted, when you are somebody rich and when you are somebody who has a lot of money, granted, you're going to be in some lawsuits, right?
Of Jay-Z or his PIs releasing, saying that she is admitting that Jay-Z was there but nothing happened. We also need to look at Busby's tape, and for the fact that he's on the phone to Jane Doe, and Jane Doe is saying that no, she never said that, or no, that's not true. We also have to remember that she said in her declaration form alongside Busby recently, a couple of weeks ago, that this indeed did happen. Let me rewind
that part back again.
In her declaration form alongside Busby recently, a couple of weeks ago, Jane Doe is saying that no, she never said that, or no, that's not true.
Hold on, let me.
That Jay-Z was there but nothing happened. We also need to look at Busby's tape, and for the fact that he's on the phone to Jane Doe, and Jane Doe is saying that no, she never said that, or no, that's not true. We also have to remember that she said in her declaration.
So basically, it's a word of semantics. She didn't exactly say Jay-Z did not SA me, or she didn't say Tony Buzbee made, like, she was asked a question and she answered yes or no. That's the way he's making it seem. So in turn, what they want to do next is, oh, well, I didn't really know what they were asking me. I just kind of said yes and no. I was confused by the question. This is the way they want to spin it. See, I'm not even a lawyer and I already know what they're going to do. I already know. And he's kind of saying it publicly, what they're going to do or what they're going to say. They're going to say, well, she didn't exactly say blah, blah, blah. She just answered, yeah, no.
Declaration form alongside Busby recently, a couple of weeks ago, that this indeed did happen. I'm double downing on this. I'm not recanting my allegation, no matter how crazy it sounds. But I am scared for my life because I'm being followed. People are coming up to my door. People are coming to my mother's house. People are coming to my father's house. Like, have we forgotten that? Sorry, guys. There's like police sirens. There was a huge...
Listen, I still say this. If people were stalking her mom house, her dad house, her whatever house, or, stalking her, you would call 911 or you would call the police, say, hey, somebody is stalking me. You wouldn't... Who talks to their stalker? Hello? Who talks to their stalker? Who is not calling 911? Who is just, oh, you've been stalking me. Let me go ahead and have a full-blown conversation. We didn't hear the girl say, get the F away from me, get off my porch, leave me alone. We didn't hear the girl say, she's having a full-blown conversation. I'm sorry, am I crazy? I feel like I'm crazy right now. Who's having a full-blown conversation with their stalker? Can't be real. Can't be real.
Storm today, which obviously led to another power cut. This storm was crazy. The windows blew open, I had to close them. I really thought this was it. This storm was one of the most scariest things that I've seen. And unfortunately, in Sao Paulo, when there are storms, they just leads to a power cut in buildings, which confuses me because don't buildings have backup generators? I don't understand, number one. Number two, Brazil is also the 7th largest economy in the world. So how are we still dealing with stuff like this in Brazil? I just don't understand. Guys, I don't get it, but it's really frustrating.
You know, I heard a reason why people go to Brazil. Have y'all heard why people go to Dubai? Well, I heard that's the same reason why they go to Brazil, but we'll talk about that in a different show. Anyway, Lisa, here's the thing. So in the NBC interview, they said the girl was autistic, right? Well, according to the PI, she's not. They didn't mention anything about her being autistic, but they did say she suffers from 3 different mental illnesses. One of them being psychosis. She hears voices that are not there. So with that being said, how do you believe someone, if we're going to say, oh, the girl is autistic or the girl, either one, we're going to say the girl is autistic or the girl has mental issues, right? So you're taking on this client and you're taking her on and saying like, oh, everything she's telling me is true. You can't tell me that an actual legit lawyer wouldn't have questions. They wouldn't be like, something doesn't seem right. Let me do a little bit more research on here. Either way, either she's autistic or she has mental health issues. That does not excuse her from lying. I'm sorry. A liar is a liar. And I hate that you guys are making it seem that the people on the spectrum are liars. I feel like that's getting into a different conversation. Because I know plenty of people who are on the spectrum, but that doesn't mean that they lie or the girl doesn't seem that, oh, she might have told a little fib or something like that. Like, no. Like, I think we're trying to justify that with, okay, well, maybe that's why her story is off. Like, that's a dangerous place to get in. Because also, too, we know that people that are autistic and people that are disabled are taken advantage of sexually. So if we go, oh, well, maybe that's why her story is off, or, she can't get her story straight. Like, that's falling into a dangerous spot because that community is very vulnerable. But this story right here, no.
Now, when Busby did his, 1-800 conference call and saying that many, of these Diddy cases were about to take place, it wasn't just him doing this. It was also the Ava Law Group in collaboration with Busby. And Ava Law Group, of course, are a bunch of lawyers who also came together. So all Busby needs to do is prove that Jane Doe mentioned Jay-Z on her intake form to Ava Law Group. Then everything Jay-Z is arguing is pointless because, of course, he's coming for Busby. But Busby, I feel like, isn't the only one here. Ava Law Group were also in collaboration. So he just needs to prove that Jane Doe came to Ava Law Group and said that Jay-Z and Diddy did this. Therefore, that would nullify Jay-Z's allegations that Busby influenced Jane Doe to put Jay-Z's name on the thing.
Damn.
That's all she needs to do. That's all Busby needs to do. I don't think Busby would put his career on the line by coming from one of the most wealthiest people in the world by basically...
And thank you, Margot, for sharing that because you didn't have to share that at all. Thank you for sharing that.
Stating that, oh, put Jay-Z's name on this, let's go. I just don't see why he would do something like that because he hasn't been accused of doing anything like that in previous cases prior to Diddy and Jay-Z. I just want people to understand that for every reason that Jay-Z has, or Jane, for every reason that Jane Doe has, for every reason that Jay-Z has, for Jane Doe is a liar, or Jane Doe said this on tape, there's always a rebuttal. because Busby has a tape as well. Why aren't we discussing Busby's tape?
We did.
Why aren't we discussing the fact that private...
All right, I had enough of that. So basically what he's trying to set up is that, oh, well, it seems like everybody's being biased. Everybody is just saying, oh, well, Jay-Z has a tape, so Jay-Z trumps everybody, right? That's what he's saying. But I don't think people realize in court, right? And Stephanie can probably attest to this. In court, if something that you do is found not to be true or there's any doubt, and especially when it's a case where there is no evidence, there is no evidence. I don't care whatever they try to say, there's no evidence in this case, right? When you're trying to prove something did happen to you and there's no evidence, but yet they have found out that you have lied about certain things, oh, your case is done with. Your case is done with. I'm sorry, you're done. You're out of here. You're out of here. Because the he said, she said, they're going to look at that and be like, okay, well, this story kind of sounds a little off, or, you know, who's telling the truth, but it's found out that you lied about a few things, and not just a few things, some serious things. And mind you, when all this is going on, this is make Diddy look like he a saint, because literally Diddy's like, oh, look at these cases. They're all ridiculous. I was always one of those people who say, oh, nah, this ain't gonna affect it. Diddy, you know, Diddy's a monster. He's this and that. Well, this definitely makes people look at, okay, well, maybe not everything is true. Maybe people are just trying to get a bag at the end of the day, or they're trying to capitalize off of a moment. Granted, I still believe, you know, Diddy has done some horrible things. I'm never denying that. But again, all these cases that have been coming up, are those true? I don't know about that. And I feel like some of these content creators, especially Morale, I feel that they are trying to draw a narrative, and they don't care whether it's true or not. Let me just draw this narrative based on my own personal feeling and my own personal thought. Even if the truth is there, let me somehow spin this to make this sound a certain way, because I want to appease my fans that are very anti-celebrity and, oh, this person's in the Illuminati and all this other. Come on, y'all. Come on. And that's why I got on Sloan Bella when she said Angie Stone sold out or whatever. And I see people in my comment section eating me up and stuff like that. Listen, I don't care. I don't care. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Sloan Bella should have closed her mouth.
I think Angie Stone was taken out. I don't really know who she is.
Don't really know who she is.
But I think she sold out. I think a lot of people sell.
Sloan Bella, my crystal ball is telling me that you're a fraud. Shut the hell up. Let's go ahead and get into this, y'all. So, again, she doesn't know who Angie Stone is, but she was able to tell us, oh, well, I think she was taken out, but she sold out. That's why. And then she started talking about, oh, you know, if you don't sell your children, or you don't sell yourself, or you don't turn your child transgender, then they get rid of you or something like, huh? What? And if she sold herself out, then she would have, listen. Why was Angie Stone talking about Universal owed her so much money, and she was going to try to get her money that they owed her? Angie Stone left Clive Davis because he pushed her to the back for Alicia Keys. But somehow You said that she sold out. But not even just that. You said you don't know who she is. So how'd you even know? So you just heard about somebody named Angie Stone died, and you're like, oh yeah, they took her out. Yeah. It's because she sold out. She was supposed to sell herself, and she didn't sell her children. And here's the problem. Because you guys have greenlit this lady and was all like, oh yeah, she's the best. She knows everything. She feels comfortable enough anytime she hears somebody die, and especially if they black, oh yeah, they was with this, or they were in that Illuminati. So like she just freely say it without any repercussions because y'all made her relevant in that way. You know, Ronnie, not to put you out there, but I mean, shit, it's in your name. Like, do you talk about people you don't know? No, you wouldn't talk about somebody you don't know. Like, you wouldn't just be all like, oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's what happened. So you didn't even do no research or anything like that, and you just... Is this the real Maggie? Hold on, let me drop the link just in case, because I never know if who is who. I do, even third-party readings. Okay, well, you need to stop doing that because you only need to talk about... You need to only talk about people you know, damn it. You don't talk about no Angie Stone, and you don't know Angie Stone. See, she trying to disprove my point, but I had a point. Oh, okay. She said I don't. Okay, got it. But I'm all like, the lady literally said, I don't know who she is, or I don't know who this is. Literally said that, but she knew that somebody took her out, and that she sold out. How do you know that? How do you know that? That's crazy to me. You shouldn't speak on nobody that you don't know. And let's be honest, she always goes viral for when she talks about black people. That's when she goes viral. That's the only time, at least when I hear about her, that's the only time. Other than that, I don't hear her. I don't hear nothing from her. Never. I never hear nothing from her. The only time I hear from her, that's it. Oh, here's Ronnie. Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
I'm good, baby. I just got done doing a live for myself, and here it is. So AT, I don't know if you remember, but a couple of months back, you had asked me something, and you had asked me like, why do people give Bella so much, give Sloan so much credibility, and the best that I could tell you is the fact that a broken clock is right twice a day. Okay. And, I said in the chat, people will hold on to whatever narrative it is that they want to hold on to that proves whatever it is that they want, to be affirmed. So now so for me, like when I do these readings, like people like, oh, what is he thinking about me? Oh, I don't know. Because if you want a reading, that reading is going to go between you and me. Now, I could tell you that there might be some certain energies around you, but I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, that's your mother, that's your dad. I'm not going to say that. I'll say it's someone close, and you're going to fill that in. But like, if it was like, oh, what does this girl feel about me? Unless she's coming to me and asking me for a reading, there are levels to this spirituality game. And to go a third party, that is a violation of somebody's privacy. You don't do that shit. You don't do that shit. And for Bella to come out, Angie got taken out. But you know what? For me, AT, for me, that just goes to show you the well that Bella is dipping in. She believes that because that's within her lexicon. Listen, Angie Stone was a very religious woman. Anybody that has heard any kind of interviews with her, she always brought up divine source. She always brought up the Lord first. So, and Bella's coming out. But see, Bella got affirmed too. She got that Diddy shit right. And so now everybody's clamming to her. So she's just, listen, once a stripper, always a stripper. She's just following the bag.
Exactly.
She's just following the bag. And I don't like saying that because I honestly, AT, I don't know if she is gifted. I really don't. Some people feel that way. I worry about my shit. I worry about, and I'm sorry, I'm sorry, big. I didn't mean to cuss. I worry about my.
No. You're right. Yeah, you worried about your own stuff. And I think, the crazy part is that people say, oh, she was able to predict this and that. Like you said, a broken clock is always right twice.
Yeah.
It's the same thing because I know a lot of people have put her on because of her Kim Porter reading. However, it was a walk with the ancestors who did a reading a long time ago on her. Just like people were doing readings on all these different Aaliyah, all these different celebrities before Sloan even know who they were. And she'll tell you, oh, I'm not familiar who they are.
You know, and AT, I'll say this. I will say this. Again, I don't know if Sloan is gifted. I do not. I'm going to say this. I'm just speaking for me. There can be a situation or there could be energies that are so great that certain people can't pick up on it. And that's all I'm going to say, because whatever needs to be resolved in the physical wasn't resolved. And in the spiritual plane, they just want to make sure that, the message came across or something of that nature. But that was very irresponsible on Bella's part. That was very, very irresponsible on Bella's part. Because the thing is that, here it is. We, as content creators, and especially in the spiritual realm, it is so oversaturated.
Yes, it is.
It is very oversaturated. And wait a minute. And wait a minute. And AT, here, the first thing, like the first law is in it, do what you will, but harm no one. Do what you will, but harm no one. Now, again, AT, one of the first laws of thermodynamic is energy cannot be created nor destroyed. All right. So, that's all we're tapping into. But for Bella, listen, I saw Angie's daughter get on social media. I saw that woman had to come out of her pain and virtually, defend herself against the tides of social media. Now, for me, I would not. I would just put the phone down and I would have ignored it because, again,
right, me too.
Her mother is gone, and not only is her mother gone, but it's not like her mother transitioned in the arms of a family or something like that. It was in one of the most violent ways possible.
Tragic.
Wait a minute, that's her mother. And Bella is going to get up on there and like, oh, she didn't sell out her children. Oh, she was taken out. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Now, wait a minute. Now, if in the event that this stuff does come to pass, you're not going to sit here and tell me that Bella couldn't have said this shit in a much nicer, more gentler manner.
Right.
No, baby. No, no, no. Like I said, and AT, I try not to cuss, because I want you to get monetized. But no, sweetheart, I take what I do. I take it very seriously, and I try to safeguard when I do live and I say something, someone wants to say, oh, I think that's my husband or something, like, get that off, because I don't want that on the YouTube streets. I try to safeguard my people's privacy to the best of my ability. And for Bella to do that, that was very irresponsible. It was cruel, if anything.
Right, because she didn't care. I think that was because whatever she says, I don't really believe it. I'll just be like, all right, whatever. But the way she was just so careless and was all, oh, whatever. Oh, yeah, Angie Stone. I don't really know who that is, but she just said, like, sometimes if you don't know something, you don't speak on it. That's my thing.
Well, and then AT, and the thing is that as you being a singer, you being an artist, this was in your wheelhouse. And I don't know if you knew her or something like that, but I could feel how attached you were and how hurt that was. It was very disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
It was very disrespectful. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Listen, darling, I was walking as I was typing. No, I don't even do third-party readings. I don't even do third. If you want to know something about you, that's fine. But these people, oh, what is my husband doing? I don't know, baby. Go and ask him.
Go and ask him.
Baby. Yeah, I listen. You want to know about you? I won't tell you about you. I ain't gonna tell you about your wife, your mama, your daddy, your cousins by the dozens. No, sweetheart. It is an A-B conversation. You and me. It's you and me. And people get mad at it, but baby, you can stay mad until you get glad. But it's not what I'm going to do.
Right. You just saying, like, hey, I ain't gonna tell you all that. I'll tell you about you.
AT. If in the event this individual was cheating or whatever it was, that's not my story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my story. Wait a minute. And listen, AT, and wait a minute. The backbone of any source of divination is free will. AT, I can throw these cards down and it could say this is what the energy is at the moment. But at the end of the day, AT, at the end of the day, because of your divine origin, you've got free will. You can change all of that. And everything that I put down on those cards could be null and void. But now that's up to you. That's up to you. As a reader, our job is never to take away your power. Our job is to give you back your power and make you realize that you are the master of your life. And these are the things that you need to do. Now, that's what we're supposed to do. Bella, she was after that bag. She got the views, she got the clicks, and that's all that matters. She don't know Angie Stone, so she don't have to safeguard Angie Stone's children. She don't have to safeguard Angie Stone's legacy. As long as she got the clicks, as long as she's got the likes, and as long as she got people that are going to tune in, she's still going to say stuff like that.
Right. No one challenges on the stuff that she says, so that's why she gets away with it.
But then but here it is. How are you going to challenge the invisible?
I've never thought about it like that.
How are you going to challenge, darling? The rules that apply to the physical plane are not. They're not applicable on the spiritual realm. But here it is. Decency is universal. Decency is universal. And she could have safeguarded that woman's children. She could have safeguarded that woman's legacy. She didn't have to say all that. But once again, AT, she got the clicks, she got the views. And she knows that because she put that incendiary rhetoric out there, she knows that people are going to tune in tomorrow. Because a lie will travel around the world before the truth gets off the block.
Whew. Amen. You right.
Anyway, baby, back to your show, baby. Hey, wait a minute. I've been busy, but AT, to the best of my ability, I've been tuning in, darling. Your show just keeps getting better and better. And listen, I ain't gotta pull no cards, baby. Your star is rising, baby. I ain't gotta pull no cards. That star is rising, baby. Oh, you getting a shine too. You getting a shine on you too, Mr. Andrew. What did she call you? What did she call you, Junior?
Oh yeah, he was like Andre Turner Jr. Yeah.
Old jungle cat. Okay. Woo! And baby, you no, honey, you didn't make her mad. You made her really mad. Baby, go on with the show. I love you, baby. I love you, and I
I
talk.
love you too. Thank you, Ronnie. She is the best. That's what I needed. Thank you, Miriam. I appreciate that. I'm gonna end it on a positive note. That was good. Hey, I ain't got nothing more to say. I'm gonna end it on a positive note. That was good. But please let me know what you guys thought about the show. Jay-Z and Jane Doe. Jane Doe's confession. Is Tony Buzbee telling the truth, or is he lying? Who's lying? Well, Jane Doe is lying. We confirmed that. Yeah, she's a liar. But also, what do you think about Morali and all these other people that quote unquote are spinning narratives to fit their own narratives? Yeah, it's AT. Speaking of that, because is Melissa still in here? Hold on, we're gonna have this conversation real quick. Because someone sent me a screenshot, and I'll say the channel name. It was on Ralph the Wise. Is this the same Melissa? Is this we gonna be a little messy? We almost at an hour, but we gonna be a little messy. Is this the same Melissa that called me 82? She's the female 82. And I'm figuring when they said maggots, they were talking about Maggie. Is this you, Melissa? Because I swore I caught you one time talking crazy about me. And I was like, no, that's probably the wrong person. And then I got sent a screenshot and I was all like, oh, wait, is this the same Melissa? Hold on, we ain't done yet. Hold on, Melissa. Where you at, Melissa? Like I said, I don't care where y'all go as long as you ain't talking about me. As long as you ain't talking about me, that's all I care about. Oh, Melanie, you don't miss the whole show. I was like, is this for me? Come outside, Melissa. We ain't gonna jump you. Come on. I was all like, hold on. I was all like, I think that, but you know, I wanted to go with the flow of the show and stuff like that. So I didn't want to stop it. But I was all like, wait, is this the same Melissa right here? Okay, I guess Melissa ran away. All right, I'll take it down. Yeah, but just know, when y'all be in other people's chats, just know AT2 know about it. Now, I might not call you out when I call you out, but whenever I get ready to call you out, just know I'm around. And anybody else talking shit too. Also, I want to say thank you guys for giving me the 56K. I know at 55K, I said I was going to terrorize the YouTube streets. So I didn't. So at 56K, I am going to terrorize the YouTube streets. So we're going to do it tomorrow night. I'm going to be dragging everybody because, again, I feel like some of these YouTubers feel like I'm a punk just because I don't get in the dirt and get in the mud. And so they have to be reminded that I am the prince of the beast sector. So it's time that I remind a few people. But I love y'all. Be safe. We out of here. Deuces.